One of the greatest point guards of all time, and Russell Westbrook, has decided it was time and retired. Sadly, he wasn't able to win a championship throughout his 18-season NBA career, which is why in today's video we have gone back in time to the 2016-17 season to win Russ his first title. And all it takes is one look at this team to see why Russ was not able to win a championship with the Thunder. But thankfully, we do have ourselves a rookie Domantas Sabonis, and we know how good of a player Sabonis is going to end up becoming. So that's a duo we're going to have here going into the future of Russ and Sabonis. And I also have a massive plan that I want to fill you guys in on right now. So we have our own 2017 first round pick, which means this first season we're going to tank and lose as many games as possible. That way we're able to draft ourselves either Jayson Tatum or Donovan Mitchell. I feel like if we're able to bring in one out of these two players, our team is going to be absolutely unstoppable with either the big three of Russ, Jayson Tatum, and Sabonis, or Russ, Donovan Mitchell, and Sabonis. So that's a goal for now. Lose as many games as possible as we can in the first season, end up with a top 5 pick, and draft hopefully Tatum or Mitchell. Before we go any further, I am still giving away a copy of NBA 2K27 and a copy of GTA 6 to a few of my lucky subscribers, and all you have to do to enter is subscribe and turn on post notifications for my channel. I will be announcing the winners on the release dates, and now back to the video. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our team's rotation. So in the starting lineup, we have ourselves Russell Westbrook, Victor Oladipo, Robertson, Collison, and Steven Adams. And then off the bench, we have Domantas Sabonis, Anthony Morrow, Alex, and Cam Payne. A player that I'm contemplating about being a part of our future is Victor Oladipo. Right now, our team has committed $84 million to him over the next 4 seasons, but with that type of money, we would be able to get ourselves possibly even Stephen Curry, Chris Paul, and basically any of these players in the up-and-coming free agency. So that's something we're going to have to look into whether we want to keep him around or not. But now I'm going to go ahead and simulate here until the trade deadline, or possibly before if there are any trades to be made. I did have to take Russell Westbrook and Victor Oladipo out of our lineup because we were winning way too many games, but now thankfully we are on a massive losing streak, which is exactly what we need in order for us to end up with a top 3 pick. The Washington Wizards are offering us their 2020 unprotected first round pick for Andre Robertson, who is on expiring contract, plus he's not really playing all that good anyway. So I think we're going to try and make this trade happen, but I don't want to take on this dude's 3-year contract. Is there anyone else we could take? Maybe this dude here, Trey Burke. He is on an expiring contract, and now they want Jarrett Jack. You know what? Let's go ahead and make this trade. We get ourselves 2 expiring contracts and a first round pick for Andre Robertson and Jarrett Jack. We're stopped here at the trade deadline, and at first I was planning on trading away Victor Oladipo here, but then I realized we should wait until the offseason, because if we trade him right now, we're going to have to bring in the same amount of salary back, whereas if we wait until the offseason, we could probably get rid of him for a first or 2 first-round picks and no players in return, and that will give us a massive opening in our salary cap to possibly sign a big name in free agency. At the end of this season, Stephen Curry goes on to win an MVP, Ben Simmons Rookie of the Year, Jared Sixman, Andre Drummond Defensive Player, Jokic Most Improved, Ty Lue Coach of the Year, and the Kings go on to win Executive of the Year. We're not going to get ourselves any awards here since I did not play Russell Westbrook many minutes or many games at all, honestly, so we're not going to get any awards here, which I'm honestly okay with. We did not make the playoffs, and we ended the season with 18 wins and 64 losses, which is exactly what we had wanted. We did end this season being the worst team in the entire league, and that means we're going to have the best odds at ending up with the first overall pick, and I honestly do hope we end up with a first overall pick so we could draft ourselves Jayson Tatum or Donovan Mitchell. But now let's go ahead and sim past the entire playoffs and see which team goes on to win the championship, and it will be the Toronto Raptors actually defeating the Warriors, with DeMar DeRozan getting Finals MVP. They just defeated the Warriors here in Game 7, which is not what I had expected at all. I made a massive mistake. I accidentally deleted our recording of the draft lottery, but let me give you guys a quick little rundown of what happened here in the 2017 draft lottery. Our team ended up with the first overall pick. You guys heard that right. We ended up with a first overall pick. We were projected with the best odds, and somehow those odds actually worked in our favor. Usually whenever I have the best odds to ending up with the first overall pick, it never happens, except for today where we did end up with a first overall pick. And now continue watching to see which player we draft. It is time for the 2027 NBA draft. Let's go ahead and select our rookie with the first overall pick. And of course, we're going to select Kyle. No, I'm kidding. Why would we select Kyle Kuzma? How is he even a higher overall than Jayson Tatum? Please make this make sense. But of course, we're going to go ahead and draft Jayson Tatum here with the first overall pick to pair him up with Sabonis and the Brody, Russell Westbrook. That is really annoying that I deleted the clip, but at least we ended up with the first overall pick and signed ourselves Jayson Tatum. Team player options, we do need to pick up the team option for campaign, which we will end up doing. Qualifying offers, we don't really need to re-sign this dude. Why would we pay him $7 million, almost $8 million for a 73 overall player? That would not make sense. But how much money do we have here in free agency? Right now, we're able to spend about $5.6 million, but I am going to try and free up more salary so we could sign ourselves a big name here in free agency. Now it's time to free up some salary cap. If we free up Victor Oladipo's $21 million and the $22 million of Steven Adams, we could sign ourselves Stephen Curry, KD, or Chris Paul. Can you imagine if we bring KD back on the OKC Thunder after spending a year with the Golden State Warriors? That would be insane, but let's go ahead and throw Victor Oladipo in Trade Finder and see which trades we can make happen. This here is a trade that I could definitely get behind with the Phoenix Suns, where we send them Victor Oladipo. In return, we get ourselves a very valuable first round pick and their 2019 lottery protected first round pick. This way we get rid of the $64 million contract of Victor Oladipo while also acquiring ourselves future draft capital. That does give us over $20 million to spend here in free agency, but even if we free up more salary cap, it wouldn't make sense for us to sign Stephen Curry or Chris Paul, since both of them are point guards and so is our star player in Russell Westbrook. And bringing KD back a year after he left OKC would make absolutely no sense, especially the beef KD and Russ got into after he left OKC. So what we're going to go settle for is bring in good role players to surround around Russ, Jayson Tatum, and Sabonis. Otto Porter Jr. I feel like would be an amazing get for our team. Let's go ahead and offer him a 4-year deal, paying him about $13 million annually. He is 24 years old, so that means he's probably going to continue getting better and better each offseason, but we're offering him a 4-year, $55 million contract. Probably an overpay, but I feel like he could help our team a ton. He's a good two-way player, and he's only going to end up progressing each offseason. We do still need ourselves a new starting power forward and a starting shooting guard. Kyle Korver is available. He's an amazing three-point shooter, and I feel like we have to surround Russell Westbrook around good three-point shooters. So let's go ahead and offer Kyle Korver here a 2-year deal, $3.75, and we'll also offer Nikola Mirotic a contract. He's a good three-point shooter. He's a decent post defender. So let's go ahead and offer him a 2-year deal. Hopefully we have enough money for both players. And we do end up signing both players on our team, and now I feel like our team will be a lot better than last season. I still feel like there is a move we can make this offseason to make our team better, and I'm going to try and do that right now by upgrading the shooting guard position. We did sign ourselves Kyle Korver, but he's 36 years old. He's probably going to continue regressing, and we do have this $11 million contract of Alex Abrines. So we're going to throw these two in the trade finder, and we also have a valuable first-round pick of the Phoenix Suns. Let's see what shooting guard we could go out there and trade for. Now we're talking with the Detroit Pistons, and I feel like Caldwell Pope could be an amazing fit on our team. He's a good three-point shooter, he's a good perimeter defender, he's only 24 years old, young player, which means he's going to continue getting better. We're going to offer the Pistons Kyle Korver and Alex Abrines. Let's see what the Pistons say here, and they do decline. I don't want to give them that valuable first-round pick, but I will give them the 2019 Suns lottery protected. And just like that, we get ourselves Caldwell Pope as the brand new starting shooting guard. We are going to try and sign a few more players before we go in the regular season. I'm going to offer Mike Scott a contract here, and we could also use ourselves a backup shooting guard. Kevin Martin is here. Is he good at scoring? Not really. B, three-point shooting. B+ for Gerald Green, plus he's a decent perimeter defender. So let's go ahead and offer him a 2-year deal. Will they accept? Mike Scott actually goes with the Sacramento Kings, but we do let ourselves Gerald Green. Alrighty, here we are at the start of this season with our new and upgraded 9-man rotation. So in the starting lineup, we have ourselves Russell Westbrook, Caldwell Pope, Otto Porter Jr., Jayson Tatum, and Steven Adams. And then off the bench, we have Domantas Sabonis, Mirotic, Campaign, and Gerald Green. A lot of our players this offseason jumped up a ton in overall, like Sabonis going up to now a 80 overall, Otto Porter Jr. jumped up to an 83. A lot of players this offseason ended up progressing a ton. And now let's go ahead and simulate the first few games of this season to see how our team does. The first game is up against the Knicks. We do end up losing the first game. I guess it's still going to take time for us to build team chemistry, but we do defeat the Lakers 128-126, and Tatum had himself 30, 20 from Sabonis, a 19-point double-double from Westbrook. Now, also, I was thinking, even though Jayson Tatum is a rookie, we're going to have to ask him to do a lot offensively. Like, as you guys can see, he's already averaging 25 points per game because I have raised his shot tendency up a lot. We need him to be that number 2 scoring option right off the bat. Can we also defeat the Warriors? And yes, we can, and we blow them out 140-111, where Russell Westbrook had a 41-point triple-double, 22 from Caldwell Pope, and 21 from Otto Porter Jr. That's Russell Westbrook telling KD, you definitely shouldn't have left me, because now we're going to be the team to dominate the NBA. Our team to start out the season is rolling on a 3.5-star overall system proficiency, post-centric under our head coach, Billy Donovan. And now I'm going to go ahead and simulate until the end of this season, but of course, if there are any trades to be made, we'll be stopping here at the trade deadline and I'll show you all. We have only one game remaining to our season. The Brody Russell Westbrook is the runner-up to winning MVP, and for Rookie of the Year, our boy Jayson Tatum is the runner-up. So let's see if both of them can go on to win these awards here. We do win the last game, and Russell Westbrook goes on to win his first ever MVP, averaging 27 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 1.5 steal on 55% from the field. If I'm not mistaken, this is his first MVP, and yes it is. So his first MVP in the year of 2028, which is absolutely amazing. Jayson Tatum goes on to win Rookie of the Year, averaging 19 points, 6 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Tatum was amazing for his rookie season. And let's not forget, Tatum is only going to continue getting better and better each offseason as his overall ends up progressing. Dion Waiters, 6th Man of the Year, Kawhi Leonard, Defensive Player, Jamal Murray, Most Improved, Stephen Butler, Coach of the Year, and we go on to win Executive of the Year. Of course, the MVP Russell Westbrook makes it on an all-NBA first team. Will we have any more awards here? Let's take a look. No one else on an all-NBA team, but we do land Russell Westbrook also on an all-defensive first team, which is amazing. I'm not sure if he's ever made an all-defensive team throughout his career, but this is definitely the first time as of right now in 2018. And it looks like that will be it for awards. And we ended this season as a number 1 seed, winning a total of 69 games and losing only 13. So we literally went from being the worst team in the league last season to the best team in the league this season. Before we jump into the playoffs, let's go ahead and take a look at team and player stats. So when it comes to player stats, our leading scorer was the MVP Russell Westbrook, averaging a 27-point triple-double. 19 points per game from the rookie Jayson Tatum, 15 Otto Porter Jr., 14 Caldwell Pope, 11 Mirotic, 11 Sabonis, and 11 from Steven Adams. So our whole team this season was amazing offensively and even better defensively. Let's also take a look at offensive rating and defensive rating. So when it comes to offensive rating, our team was the best offensive team in the entire NBA. And defensive rating, we were the 3rd best defensive team, making about 11 3-pointers a game. Now it is finally time for the NBA playoffs, where in the first round, we are taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. In their starting lineup, they have D'Angelo Russell, Lou Williams, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, and Clint Capella. Pretty good team. They were the number 8 seed, very young team as well. Let's see how things go here. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Russell Westbrook with 37 points, 16 rebounds, and 5 steals. Game number 2, we also secure the win. Russ with a 30-point triple-double. We win game 3. And we go on to sweep the Los Angeles Lakers. So far here in the playoffs, the Brody is averaging basically a 34-point triple-double, 14 Caldwell Pope, 14 Porter Jr., 17 Tatum, and 12 from Steven Adams. That was an amazing first round, and now in the second round, we've got ourselves the Los Angeles Clippers. They have themselves Chris Paul, Austin Rivers, JJ Redick, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan. So Lob City Clippers taking on our team, the OKC Thunder. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Tatum going off here for 25 points, 19, 8, and 12 from the Brody. Game 2, we secure the win. We win game 3, and we do not sweep the Clippers, but we do end up gentlemen sweeping the Clippers. Now, so far, Brody is averaging a 31-point triple-double, 18 from Caldwell Pope. Caldwell Pope has been amazing for us. Honestly, I knew he was going to be good, but I didn't know his efficiency was going to take this much of a jump. 13 Porter Jr., 19 Tatum, and 11 from Adams. That means our team does make the Western Conference Finals, where we're taking on the Denver Nuggets. In their starting lineup, they have Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Wilson Chandler, Kenneth Faried, Nikola Jokic. Let's see how things go here. Game number 1, we do end up losing. 102-89, we fall short. The Brody, where is the Brody? So, okay, Russell Westbrook did foul out in 18 minutes, which is why we probably lost that game. But we do bounce back in game 2, where the Brody had a 36-point triple-double. Game number 3, we end up winning. Game 4, we end up winning. And we have made the NBA Finals. We're either going to have to take on the Toronto Raptors, who are right now the defending NBA champs, or LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it will be LeBron James and the Cavaliers. This is definitely going to be our toughest challenge yet, taking on the big three of LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's see what happens here. Game number 1, we actually end up winning. Russell Westbrook with a 35-point triple-double, 14 Otto Porter, and 13 from Caldwell Pope. We are up 1-0. Can we also going to win game number 2? And yes, we can. Tatum going off here for a 30-point double-double. Russell Westbrook with a 27-point triple-double. Game number 3, we go up 3-0 against LeBron James and the Cavs. Westbrook with a 26-point triple-double, 25 Tatum, and 19 Otto Porter Jr. Are we really about to sweep LeBron and the Cavs? Let's see here in game 4. They do have home court advantage on their side. In this game, it looks like they do end up winning 107-93. Russell Westbrook played amazing, but sadly that was not enough. Let's jump into Simcast again here for game 5. This time we have home court advantage and we go on to blow them out 131-85. Russell Westbrook with a 33-point triple-double, 24 Tatum, and 16 from Caldwell Pope. And just like that, we go on to win the Brody and the Oklahoma City Thunder a championship with Russell Westbrook winning Finals MVP, averaging a 30-point triple-double. And don't think we are finished just there. We're going to run it back to see if we could win ourselves a back-to-back championship. We were this good of a team with a rookie Jayson Tatum and an 81 overall Sabonis. Imagine once they progress in overall how much better our team is going to be. But here are the player stats in case you guys were wondering. We played a total of 19 games in the playoffs, and the Brody was averaging a 29-point triple-double. It is time for the 2018 draft lottery, and we do have ourselves a lottery pick. When we traded Victor Oladipo to the Suns, that pick has a 9th best odds of ending up as a first overall pick. Let's skip the lottery results and see where it ends up. Could you imagine it jumps all the way to number 1? And of course it doesn't. It stays at pick number 9, and I am happy with that. If you're enjoying this video so far, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and hype the video. All 3 buttons are free and it truly supports out the channel a ton. Let's go to the NBA draft and see which player we're going to be able to draft here with our 9th overall pick. The first overall pick the Hawks have, and they take Luka Doncic. Amazing get. I believe in real life they took Trae Young over Luka, but in this simulation they write that wrong. Indiana Pacers with the 2nd overall pick go on to trade away that pick, and I completely skipped who it was for, but then the Utah Jazz take DeAndre Ayton. Let's go ahead and sim to our pick and see which player we could select here. And honestly speaking, I don't even really want any player here. We don't need Mikal Bridges is probably the player who I would select here, but we don't need Mikal Bridges either. He's only a C overall. It's going to take him many years to progress. And I think we should just try and trade the 9th overall pick and see what we could get back in return. This here's a trade that I could definitely get behind. The Milwaukee Bucks are offering us Chris Middleton for the 9th overall pick, Nikola Mirotic, who this past season was shooting the ball amazing 43%. Pairing him with Giannis would be an ideal fit in my opinion. They also get Gerald Green, and they send us Chris Middleton and a 1st round pick. Middleton was averaging 14 points per game. He's a good defender and a great 3-point shooter. So let's go ahead and pull off this trade with the Bucks. And since there's basically no good players we need on the draft, what we're going to do is trade away all the picks we have in this year's draft to the Atlanta Hawks, where we get ourselves their 2019 1st round pick, which is very valuable. We also get the Cleveland Cavaliers 2019 top 10 protected pick. For team player options, of course, we are going to pick up the team option for Domantas Sabonis, and campaign we will pick it up for as well. He has been pretty decent for us, but hopefully this season he starts shooting the ball better. Qualifying offers, do we need to re-sign anyone? Why would we give a 68 overall player a qualifying offer? We're definitely not going to be doing that. And it looks like we don't have to re-sign anyone. In free agency, we do have about $9 million we could spend if we wish to. And this is going to be a perfect fit. We're going to spend our free agency money on none other than elite 3-point shooter Seth Curry. Let's go ahead and offer him a 3-year deal, paying him about $8.5 million a year. 4-year deal, we get him on a 4-year, $36 million contract. This past season, he was averaging 13 points per game on 44% from the 3-point line, which is amazing. What's so amazing about our team is we basically have every player locked up on long-term contracts or the younger players on rookie contracts, which makes our life so much easier. Here we are at the start of this season with our 9-man rotation. So in the starting lineup, we have ourselves Russell Westbrook, Caldwell Pope, Chris Middleton, Jayson Tatum, and Steven Adams. And then off the bench, we have Sabonis, Otto Porter Jr., Seth Curry, and Cam Payne. The simulator does want us to run Steven Adams over Sabonis, so for now we will leave things as they are, even though Sabonis has passed Steven Adams in overall. And Otto Porter Jr. will be coming off the bench for Chris Middleton, since Chris Middleton is a better perimeter defender in 2K. But now I'm going to go ahead and see you all at the end of this season, where hopefully we can go on to win ourselves a back-to-back championship. I do want to show you guys the difference here in defense between Chris Middleton and Otto Porter Jr. So when it comes to defense, Chris Middleton is almost at 100%. Probably I would say 75% of the bar is filled. Then when it comes to Otto Porter Jr., it drops down all the way to 25%, which is why we're starting Chris Middleton over him. At the end of this season, the Brody Russell Westbrook goes on to win a back-to-back MVP this season, averaging 26 points, 10 rebounds, 9.5 assists, 2 steals on nearly 56% from the field. Amazing season here by Russ. Trae Young, Rookie of the Year with the Sacramento Kings, Jahlil Okafor, 6-man, Draymond Green, Defensive Player, Jamal Murray, Most Improved. Billy Donovan, our head coach, goes on to win Coach of the Year, and we also go on to win Executive of the Year. And of course, the MVP Russ makes it on our All-NBA first team. Will we have any more awards here? Let's take a look. We don't get anybody on an All-NBA team, anyone else, but we do land Russell Westbrook on an All-Defensive first team once again. He was averaging nearly 2 steals per game. And it looks like that will be it for awards. And we ended this season as the #1 seed with 74 wins and only 8 losses. We were unstoppable. Before we start simulating the playoffs, let's go ahead and take a look at our team and player stats for this year. So our leading scorer was none other than the Brody Russell Westbrook, nearly averaging a 26-point triple-double. Tatum had an amazing season, huge jump from last season from 19 points per game all the way to 23 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block on 52% from the field. 12.5 from Chris Middleton, 12.5 from Sabonis, 12.5 from Otto Porter Jr., 11.5 from Caldwell Pope. And now, in the first round of the playoffs, we are taking on the Golden State Warriors, who somehow ended up being the #8 seed. And, well, not somehow. I know exactly why. That's because they got rid of Stephen Curry, or at least did not re-sign him. In their starting lineup, they have this dude here, Bino Udre, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Paul Millsap, and Draymond Green. Let's see how things go here. Game #1, we do end up winning. Russell Westbrook with 31, 6, and 13. Game 2, we also end up winning. Game 3, we also end up winning. And we sweep the Golden State Warriors. So far here in the playoffs, the Brody is averaging a 33-point triple-double. 15 Caldwell Pope, 16 Chris Middleton, 19 Tatum, and 13 Steven Adams. In the second round, we've got ourselves the Minnesota Timberwolves, and in their lineup, they have Chris Dunn, Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, Trevor Booker, and Karl Anthony Towns. So not a bad team whatsoever. They do have some good pieces here. Let's see how things go. Game #1, we do end up winning. Tatum with 33, 12, and 5, 29, 9, and 9 from the Brody. Game 2, we also win. Game 3, we do end up losing here in Game 3. We win Game 4, and we, gentlemen, sweep the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Brody is still averaging basically a 31-point triple-double. And now in the Western Conference Finals, we've got ourselves the San Antonio Spurs. DeJounte Murray, Dion Waiters, Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge, and DeMarcus Cousins. So this team actually has some very good players. Like Cousins, I'm not sure how they ended up with him. I don't know if it was a trade or they signed him in free agency, but that is a massive get to put beside Kawhi. Let's see how things go here. Game #1, we do end up winning. Tatum going off for a 33-point double-double. Russell Westbrook with a 25-point triple-double. And Game 2, we end up winning. We win Game 3, and we sweep the San Antonio Spurs. It's a rematch of last year's NBA Finals, the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on our team, the OKC Thunder. We were able to defeat this team last year. I don't know if we swept them. No, we gentlemen swept them if I'm not mistaken, but hopefully we can do that once again here. Game 1, we do end up winning. Brody with a 24-point triple-double. And whoa, Steven Adams went off here for a 23-point double-double. He's been doing amazing for us as well. We do win Game 2. We win Game 3, and we go on to sweep the Cleveland Cavaliers to win the Thunder and Brody another championship. Russell Westbrook, Finals MVP, averaging a 24-point triple-double. Let's go. I am going to run it back one final season to see if we could three-peat and win the Brody his 3rd championship in a row. But before that, let me show you guys the player stats. So in the playoffs, we played 17 games, and the leading scorer was, of course, Russell Westbrook, averaging a 27-point triple-double. 25 and 8 from Tatum, 15 Chris Middleton, 14 Caldwell Pope, and 12 from Sabonis. And the reason I want to go another season so bad is because I know that Sabonis is going to progress in overall a ton, and the same for Tatum. Tatum should be up to above a 90 overall. But since we are going to be running it back with the same exact team, what I'm going to do is quickly sim past the entire offseason regular season, and I'll see you guys in next year's playoffs, where hopefully we can go on to three-peat and win our 3rd championship in a row. At the end of this season, our boy Russell Westbrook goes on to win his 3rd MVP in a row, and this season he was averaging a 25-point triple-double, 1.5 steal on nearly 57% from the field. Zion Williamson, Rookie of the Year, Eric Bledsoe, 6-man, Kawhi Leonard, Defensive Player, Campaign, Most Improved Player with the Dallas Mavericks. He's no longer on our team. Our head coach, Billy Donovan, Coach of the Year, and we also win Executive of the Year. The MVP Russ does make it on an All-NBA first team, and this time around we also get Jayson Tatum on an All-NBA second team. And let's see how many more awards we get here, and it looks like we do also land Russell Westbrook on an All-Defensive second team. And we ended this season as the number 1 seed with 77 wins and only 5 losses. Each season, our team just continues getting better and better, and you guys are going to be very happy when I show you the player stats. So when it comes to player stats, our leading scorer, it looks like, was actually Jayson Tatum, averaging 20.5 points per game, nearly 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1.5 block, on 50, 40, 87 shooting splits. 25-point triple-double from Russell Westbrook, and then Sabonis had a breakout season. In my opinion, he should have won Most Improved Player because he went to averaging 19 points per game and 10 rebounds with 5 assists. 54% from the field, amazing player for our team. He was starting all 82 of the games, unlike last year. 14 Chris Middleton, 11 Otto Porter, and 11 from Caldwell Pope. Now it is time for the NBA playoffs to see if we could win ourselves our 3rd championship in a row. We are taking on the Pelicans, and they have Colin Sexton, Buddy Hield, Wilson Chandler, Anthony Davis, and Willie Steen. I don't know how to say his name, but they no longer have DeMarcus Cousins, of course. Well, Cousins, I think, was actually on the Kings in this rebuild. But let's see how things go here. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Russell Westbrook with 50 points and 10 rebounds. Sabonis with a 15-point triple-double. That is amazing. Game number 2, we also end up winning. We win game 3, and we go on to sweep the Pelicans. So far, the Brody is averaging 35 points per game, 27 from Tatum, and a 14-point double-double from Sabonis. And now we're taking on the Lakers. Their players have been progressing a ton, and whoa, Brandon Ingram is up to a 90 overall, 91 D'Angelo Russell, 89 Julius Randle. This team is definitely no joke. They also have Josh Hart, some very good players. I'm not sure how D'Angelo Russell jumped up all the way to a 91 overall, and bro's been averaging 30 points per game. That is insane. Let's see how it goes here. Game 1, we do end up winning. Tatum 32-11, the Brody with a 30-point triple-double. Let's just go ahead and sim around, and we go on to gentlemen sweep the Los Angeles Lakers. In the Western Conference Finals, we have the Spurs, and they still have themselves a big 3 of Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge, and DeMarcus Cousins. Game 1, we end up winning. We win Game 2, we win Game 3, and we sweep the San Antonio Spurs. And now we're here in the NBA Finals taking on the Raptors. Raptors got themselves Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Carmelo Anthony, Pascal Siakam, and Jonas Valanciunas. Game number 1, we actually end up losing. We win Game 2, we win Game 3, and we lose Game 4. This is something I've realized, that Raptors are always a very good team in 2K simulation. So let me come up with a defensive coach game plan, and then we'll advance to Game 5. Alrighty, I have now come up with a defensive coach game plan. Let's jump into Simcast for Game 5, where we do have home court advantage. And we start off the first half very strong. We have a lead by about 30 points, and we end up winning 112-86. Russell Westbrook with 22 rebounds, 27 points, and 9 assists. Simcast once again, this time the Raptors have home court advantage. And we do have the lead here, and it looks like we will be winning 116-92. The Brody with 27 and 15, 19-16 Tatum, and 16 Sabonis. And that means we have won the Brody and the Oklahoma City Thunder their 3rd championship in a row, and Russell Westbrook goes on to win Finals MVP, averaging 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. That was an amazing playoff series. Before I end out this video, let me show you guys the player stats. So in the playoffs, where we played a total of 19 games, the leading scorer was actually Jayson Tatum, averaging 26.5 points per game with 9 rebounds and 3 assists. The Brody was averaging 29, 10, and 10, 17 from Sabonis, 14 Chris Middleton, and 12 from Caldwell Pope. In the NBA Finals, 6 games played, the leading scorer once again Tatum, 24.5, 18 from the Brody, and 17 from Sabonis. So not only were we able to win Russell Westbrook his first championship, we won him a total of 3 championships and 3 MVPs. But that is going to be it for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new for more NBA 2K26 videos, and click here on the screen to watch my latest upload. Until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.